After a long 6-game road trip, the Walla Walla Sweets finally return home to Borleski as they face off with the Cowlitz Black Bears. It's West Coast League Baseball on the Sweets Digital Network. With that, we welcome you into Walla Walla and legendary Borleski Stadium. Erdelyi with you for coverage here today. It's the Sweets pregame show presented by Washington's Lottery. Coming off back-to-back losses, the Walla Walla Sweets look to avoid this series sweep by the hands of the Yakima Valley Pippins. It's the Battle of the Basin on the Sweets Digital Network. And with that, we say hello and welcome into legendary Borleski Stadium. Erdelyi with you for coverage here this evening. Battle of the Basin. Sweets, Pippins. First two games here in Walla Walla have gone to the opposition. The Pippins have taken the first two. They're looking for the series sweep and also trying to take the season set with the Sweets for two. A little bit of a blast from the past as today the Walla Walla Padres get set for game one of a 3-game series with the Portland Pickles. It's West Coast League Baseball on the Sweets Digital Network. And with that, we say hello and welcome into historic Borleski Stadium. Erdelyi with you for coverage here this evening. The Walla Walla Sweets get set for a 3-game series with the Portland Pickles. The Sweets are paying homage, though, to the legendary baseball history here in Walla Walla, paying homage to the Walla Walla Padres of the Northwest League in the late 70s and early 80s. You mentioned the RBI earlier. This one skied out to left field. First pitch, crushing, and gone. See ya. Brendan O'Donnell, as you'd expect, 20 homers a year ago. He leaves the yard in the Bronx Lawrenceville opener. A 2-run homer extends the lead to 5. Ryder on top.
Yeah, O'Donnell sat on that first pitch fastball, and he did not miss it.
This one lifted into right center field, going after Iseka, looking up, and gone. See ya. So a leadoff solo homer to answer the 3-run scored in the bottom of the third, and the Bombcats cut the deficit to 2. Gone quiet, 0 for 2 since then. Struck out back in the 5th. 0-1 Sakis. It's this one. Dropped into right field. Going after is O'Donnell. Sprawling for it. Did he come down with it? Yes, he did.
That is a
win for the Bison. 2 of those 3 runs given up by Patel. Trying to get retribution. 3-1. Popped up high and deep to left field. Going and gone. See ya. Wyatt Hensler. 13th homer of the year. A 3-run blast to left field as Wyatt Hensler sits atop the record book. Walks. Loop this one high and deep in the left field. Going after his Fossil to the track and to the wall. See ya! Able to sky one down the left field side. Joey Craig, a 2-run homer, sneaks over the wall. The Sweets up by 6. Joey Craig's 3rd of the year. Went chasing a little bit, but was able to pull back, stay alive, make things full. Another full count. Milliken will try and get the better of this exchange. Deals on 3-2. Swings and gets this one a loop into center. Will chase after it. Dropping, sliding. Werchin makes the grab. Trying to throw back to first. Did they get him? Yes, they did. Full count. 2 away. Hine deals, pitch, looked at, called, strike 3, and he got him. So Dylan Hines able to get the punch out, his first of the day, and the Bronx take the bats when we come back. Bottom 2, scoreless from Lawrenceville in a moment on ESPN+. All-tournament team selection last year, as well as reaching successfully in 8 straight. Trying to make it 9 here, 1-1. The runner will go. The hit and run put on as this one's popped up in a right field. Going back on it and making the grab is Shepard. Will now try and throw back into first as Lesh will haul things in. Look for the tag. And they got him. 9-3. Double play. You don't see every day a 9-3 double play, but they're able to turn it. 2 down in the inning. Defense for Penn and all year long has been pretty darn good. But now the full count will try and end the inning here. 3-2, 2 away. Milliken deals, fires, swung on, missed, strike 3. Jacob Corson goes swinging outside. The full count offering, gets him swinging. And the top of the first, no damage done. Very much in help to Seth Werchan, turning 2 in the outfield. We go bottom of the first from Philadelphia, scoreless. When we return on ESPN+. As McGovern tries to sit things down. 1-2-3 innings to start off the contest. McGovern deals on 2-2. Pitch swung on, missed, strike 3. Hernandez strikes out as that retires the side in the bottom of the first. Scoreless as we head top 2. Bucknell takes the bats. We return on ESPN+. Shoemaker will step back in. 1-2 pitch with a runner on first. The runner goes, swung on, missed, strike 3. One batter up, one batter down for David Shoemaker. It's his first strikeout of the day and his first batter faced. 1 run comes aboard in the top of the 7th. The Bison lead back by 1, 4-3. We go bottom of the 7th. Quakers look for an answer when we return on ESPN+. Bottom of the 6th, we'll try and keep this inning alive. Quakers trying to continue their impressive season. Add another victory on an already program lead. This one lifted hard to left center. Diving for it was Canizero. Can't make the grab. Will hop at the track. 1 run scores. We're tied up at 3 apiece. We'll stand up at second. Nate Polo back-to-back doubles for the Quakers. Evened up at 3 apiece as Nate Polo drives in Miller from second with 2 away. It's even at 3 apiece. It's Danny Kerwin. Saw him get into a little bit of trouble in his last inning, but was able to get out by way of a little bit of defensive help behind him. Now he'll take over. O'Connor doubled back in the second. We'll sky this one high and deep in the left center field, going back and trailing back, and you can forget it. A 2-out solo homer as Keegan O'Connor gets his first of the year and keeps the Bobcats alive. 8-2. Ryder still on top. Second team all MAC selection last year. Chance to turn 2. The throw to seconds in time. The relay to first. And they got him. So a 5-4-3 double play turned from the Purple Eagles, and the defense continues to impress. As Murrow able to turn 2. 2 outs now as Socrates Bardazos will step in. He'll get this one drilled high and deep in the left field. Going back, looking up, and gone. See ya. Nick Siemens, his first of the year. Driven deep to left field. Cuts the deficit in half as Sweets on the board. Nick Siemens, a solo homer in the bottom of the 3rd. Nick Siemens, first in the series versus Kelowna. First pitch to him, this one high and deep, hammered to left field, going back to the track, to the wall. See ya! Kevin Spear, a solo homer. Ties us up at 2 apiece. Kevin Spears, first of the year, gone. Evened up 2. Count runs 1 and 2. Rivera. Well, Hopper over to Williams. The scoop, the turn, the throw to first. They got him! A successful end to the career of Leo Rivera here at Borleski. The Sweets win 7-2. Your final score from Walla Walla. Very end, a 1-run ball game, the finale in the opener north of the border. First pitch here to Joey Craig. Swung on, lifted high and deep in the left field. Going back is collected to the track, to the wall. See ya! Joey Craig, a grand slam! Joey bombs to left. No doubt about it. See ya! His second of the year. This one with the bases loaded. Bottom of the first inning. Sweets on top. 7-0. Wilson will set and deal here to Chambers. First pitch on its way. Swung on, lifted high and deep in the right field, going after his Meyer to the track and to the wall. He looks up, hauls things in, and made the grab. What a play from Logan Meyer. Gets the Sweets out of the inning. No damage done. Trail by 2. The kick in the deal. Slominski will get this one. Dropped in the right field. Gellos will round second. It goes all the way back to the wall. The green light given. Gellos will round third. Go to the plate. A run will score. Osaka to third. Gets there in time. An RBI triple from Kai Osaka. Kai Osaka able to cut the lead down to only one. 8-7, bottom of the 8th, a 2-out RBI triple from Kai Osaka. 2-2 offering. Get this one, ripped into left field. It will drop. The pause will be put on as runners will sit on the corners as it's lost by Hutchins. The throw will be cut off and a run will come in to score as Volpe helps drive one in, and we are tied at 1 apiece. 1-1. Kicking the deal. Hard chopper over to second. We'll scoot past. Giordano will allow Volpe to just walk in, and an RBI base hit for Brian Scattini gives the Bronx the lead. It's 2-1. Dylan Hine, an excellent outing here today. 7 strikeouts and 7 innings of work, only 4 hits, no earned runs. Did see one go by, but an impressive day on the bump. And one of the best starts of the year for Hine. 2 runs already coming aboard for the Bronx. They lead 2-1, looking to add more to that. Socrates Bardatsos will step on. Full count, Hospital deals, pitch, skied and line into right field. It will drop, 1 run will score, and the green light will be back put on. A pair of runs score by way of Socrates Bardatsos. 0-1, Scattini awaits. Will deal, and Scattini will fly one deep into left field. Going back on it, looking, and you can forget it. A solo homer. Brian Scattini. See ya. First of the year for the junior as Scattini goes yard to left. It's 5-1. Ryder on top. Kerwin deals. Chopper down the third base side. Scoop from Winstead. Throw to first, and it's in time. Ball game. The Bronx win it. Swung on a line in right center field. It will drop. Volpe will trot it. It's still going. Bardatsos will stand up at second. The throw will not be in time. A 2-run double for Bardatsos. Isaiah trying to keep his day going. 0-1. This one punched into center field. D'Onofrio underneath it. He'll make the grab. 2 runners will tag. They'll throw back in. It's cut off. A sacrifice fly RBI for Bardatsos. So chop that one over to third. The dive from Muller. He'll try and throw across the way. It will bounce and not be in time. Will give an RBI to Brendan O'Donnell and extend the lead to 4. 5-1. Ryder on top. Deals in. This one looped into left field. It will drop in shallow left as the green light is given. 1 run will score. The throw's cut off. 2 runs will score. And Jack Winstead drives in a pair. 8-1. Ryder on top. Kerwin, pitch, called, strike 3, and that will do it. Ryder will take it, 8-2, your final here in Game 2 of the series. Home at last as the Walla Walla Sweets finally return home to Borleski. With that, we welcome you into legendary Borleski Stadium, Eastern Washington, Walla Walla. see ya! Joey Gray, a grand slam! Ben Schulte, the hero, going back, and God, see ya! Called, strike 3, got him. What a play from Logan Myers! Give the salute to the Walla Walla faithful. We'll see you in 2023. We get you back set top of the third. Quinnipiac trying to get on the board first. Both teams have had their chances, a fair share of runners in scoring position. Ryder leaving another one stranded a moment ago, but do have to give a bulk of that credit to the pitching and defense, as it's been pretty impressive for both sides.
Yeah, Blaisdell and Doling doing a good job being around the zone, pitching efficiently, right? Doling right now, just 29 pitches. Blaisdell with 32, so that's right around the pace you want. You want about 15 pitches per inning if you're either of these squads.
McGuire Tuffy will lead things off. Was able to make the play to end the bottom half of the second. Watches things in for strike one. It's 0-1 count here to Tuffy, the senior from Robbinsville, New Jersey. Struggled as of late. 0 for 7 in his last 3 games played as he watches one low. It's 1-1. 211 average on the season. The slugging percentage around .333, however. 0 for 2 in that game one as Doling will sit and deal in the even 1-1. Check the swing. Will be good on the spot. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Doling with a lot of different pitches he could play with here. He could go back to the fastball up and in. He could go bender in the dirt. Let's see what he does.
Doling 1-2. Swung on and missed. They got him.
And I like that approach. Go right at him with the gas on the outer half. Get the swing and the miss.
4th strikeout of the day for Frank Doling. An excellent outing. Currently in progress. Gave up a pair of doubles already, but besides that has been excellent. And most importantly, nothing doing in that first column.
Yeah, and he starts Zimbardo off with a nasty bender here. Remember, he got ahead 0-2 before giving up a double to him to start the game, so he's got to be careful when he gets to 2-strike count.
0-1 popped up, shallow right field. O'Donnell coming in on it. He'll make the grab. That will put 2 down. So a better outing second time around facing off with the leadoff man.
Center fielder number 26, Anthony Donofrio.
Yeah,
Donofrio will take over.
Yeah, much better pitch there as he got it in on the hands, right? It was similar to the pitch that Zimbardo turned on, but had some better movement, better location.
Donofrio will take in. Donofrio 2 for 3 in the opener. Swings on the first pitch is lined into the netting. It's 0-1. Donofrio from Massapequa, New York. The transfer by way of D3 SUNY Cortland. Second team All-MAC selection in his first year with the Bobcats. Nice pitch on the lower outer part of the plate. It's 0-2, and Doling looking for back-to-back punch-outs of Donofrio. 0-2, 2-out pitch. Doling sets and delivers. Outside, it's 1-2.
Yeah, great pitch there at 0-2. As Doling knows, you saw the reaction. Donofrio turned after the 0-1 was called a strike on the outer half. He knows he didn't like that outer half call, has to protect, so he's trying to expand the zone with his pitches here.
1-2, the deal. Swung on. Driven into right field. O'Donnell coming after it. Will make the grab, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing as the side is retired, and Frank Doling will go back to the dugout, sitting things down in quick order as the Bronx take the bats. We remain scoreless from Lawrenceville. Bottom of the third when we return. Remain scoreless here from Lawrenceville. Bottom of the third. As John Volpe will lead things off. 1-2-3 due up for the Bronx. As Volpe, Shaw, and Bardazzo set to work in this third inning. Part of the lineup that fared pretty well their first time around A combined 2 for 3, 2 doubles. Not a bad way to start off the ball game. But weren't able to drive any runs in from as Volpe looks at the first pitch away. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and a second opportunity for Blaisdell to go up against Volpe here, who doubled a pretty strong piece of hitting to the outfield, right center field. That's a pitch with a generous call on the outer half. But again, we're seeing that called consistently a strike, the outer half of the plate.
1-1 Volpe. Again, we'll watch things down. It's 2-1. Volpe, senior, 1 for 5 in the first contest, batting around 222. And you kind of talk about that. We mentioned that in the open. The number is a little bit down in terms of what you'd expect typically, but expected to pick up. As Volpe will loop this one into right field. It will drop and will lead to a leadoff base runner for a rider in the Bronx. As Volpe 2 for 2 to start his evening.
Yeah, as you mentioned, right? Slow start to the year from what was expected, just because there were higher expectations for Ryder. But as the weather gets warm, the bats get warm, players get loose, the continuity steps in. Remember, spring training exists for a reason, right? Major League Baseball players get 100 at-bats before we start counting their averages. So as these bats get to see more and more pitches, they'll settle in.
Shaw will get one straight back to the mound, goes off the glove of Blaisdell. Will lead to back-to-back base runners for the Bronx.
Yeah, and again, we'll see how they score that one. I think that's a hard hit ball on one hop up the middle. Just a tough break there for Quinnipiac.
That one's just a really tough spot. It's a hard bouncer right back to the mound. We'll score it ahead, put 2 on, but very similar situation. Those two saw themselves in to start off the contest, except one base short. As Shaw and Volpe were at second and third, they were left stranded in that first inning as Bardatzos will loop the first pitch out of play foul. It's 0-1.
Yeah, and if you remember from Bardatzos' first at bat, he was hesitant to go after the pitches on the outer half of the plate. Here goes right after that pitch on the outer half, the curveball looping back in. So a more aggressive approach here in his second at bat so far.
Bardatzos will get a talking to from down the line. 2 on for Ryder. Bardatzos, you mentioned, struck out his last AB, but was really good in game 1, 2 for 4. Puts him at 4 for 10 all time. Well, now 4 for 11 all time versus Quinnipiac. The 0-1. Looked that away, lost it behind the plate with Smith. Will allow Volpe to move over to third. Now runners on the corners for Ryder.
Yeah, Smith had it in the glove, but it popped out. Not sure if there was a cross up there or just lost it going to the ground, but potentially costly mistake there, allowing for Ryder to have a runner 90 feet away, and a fly ball scores a run here to give the Bronx an early lead.
We've already seen Ryder get a good piece of hitting, good piece of contact on multiple at-bats. Nobody down, runners on the corners, and the 1-1 from Blaisdell will be dealt in. The pitch swung on a line into right center field. It will drop. Volpe will trot it. It's still going. Bardatzos will stand up at second. The throw will not be in time. A 2-run double for Bardatzos puts the Bronx up 2-0.
Perfect approach there by Bardatzos. Gets the bender on the outer half of the plate, stays back, drives it to the gap. If it's caught, it's going to score a run anyway, but puts it in a place where 2 runs come aboard, and you keep the rally going with a runner on at second and still no one out.
Right, Scatini will step in. Bardatzos, he's been excellent versus Quinnipiac in the past, and then here today answers the call with a 2-run double. Ryder up 2-0. First pitch well inside to Scatini. It's 1-0.
And this is gut check time for Blaisdell. He had a good first 2 innings in this contest. Now the Bronx are starting to hit him here. You can't lose your command or composure here, though. You got to barrel down and start getting big outs in this situation.
Scatini pops one foul, goes 1-1. Hits in back-to-back for Scatini. 1 for 3 in the first game of the series. One of the better hitters, average-wise, for Ryder, batting around .319. Would be in the top for the Bronx. 1-1. Checked his swing, looked at down, went around, catches for a strike. 1-2.
Yeah, and Scatini a little bit frustrated with himself there. It seemed like he was expecting the bender, but still just a bit off balance on that front foot. Now it's Blaisdell with the advantage. She has a couple different pitches to play with. I'm looking for a fastball here on the outer half of the plate.
Blaisdell, 1-2. Again, lost behind the plate of Smith, and pretty much the pitch you were looking for, just couldn't spot it up.
Yeah, trying to expand the zone, go to that outer half where you know the calls have been a bit generous here today. 2-2 count here might be a good time to go back to the bender, keep the batter off balance at the plate.
So Scatini, 0 for 1 with a strikeout on the day. 2-2, nobody down, a runner at second. Blaisdell deals, again outside. Count runs full. Back-to-back pitches out of the zone. You're kind of dealing into the hitter's hand a little bit here on 3-2.
And still nobody out in the frame for Ryder. You don't want to lose him here because that'd be 4 consecutive players to get on base for the Bronx to start the third.
Full count. Popped up in the center field. D'Onofrio will call things off as O'Connor will be able to make the grab as it trails in a right, but will also allow Bardazzos to move over to third. A sacrifice fly from Brian Scatini will lead to Luke Lesh to step up, one away, and a runner at third.
Yeah, that's a great piece there by Scatini. 3-2 count. Obviously not the result he wants ideally, but it still moves the runner over, and the Bronx with an excellent chance to get that third run on the board in a sacrifice situation here.
So Luke Lesh, 0 for 1 on the day, grounded to short his last AB, will hit one pretty well struck down the line, will allow a run to come into score as Lesh will take off to second. The throw will be cut off, and it won't be in time. Stretch a bouncer in the infield into a double and drive a run in the process. It's 3-0 Bronx.
I love that. I love the approach by Lesh going after the first one. With the infield in, you don't have to hit it perfectly. Just hit it hard somewhere, put the pressure on the defense. It gets the high bounce over the first baseman, and it builds on the lead with still another opportunity. You see Lesh hustling out of the box. You got to love that, right? Turning around first, getting the second, and it's an RBI opportunity for O'Donnell now.
Blaisdell first pitch into O'Donnell. He went 0-1. That is something you don't typically see a ton of. Luke Lesh taking off of first in a spot like that. A guy who has that extra base hit power, but that one wasn't necessarily a powerful shot to get the double. It was, let's go be a base runner. 0-1 as O'Donnell will swing and lift this one into center field. It will be hauled in and staying in play as D'Onofrio will make the grab and sit down O'Donnell. Another shot that was well hit off the bat, but stayed in play as the wind not doing much favors on that one.
Yeah, O'Donnell just missed that one. And I think on a slightly less gusty day, that has a chance to go out. But no complaints from Blaisdell. He's just happy. Doesn't matter how far it travels. If it stays in the park and it's caught, it's an out.
Very much just as important. Keeps that runner at second. As it didn't allow Lesh to tag. Jack Winsett will get one hard over to Mays. Dives for it, throws the first, and it's in time. A wonderful play from Mays will get the Bobcats out of the inning. Not before. 3-run score for the Bronx. Quinnipiac will try and answer top of the fourth when we come back on ESPN 3. So after getting a base runner on in scoring position, the Purple Eagles weren't able to strike first, and the Bronx take the bats. We welcome you into Lawrenceville. You get a chance to take a look at how things shape up in the field for the Purple Eagles. Nothing too crazy different from how they've shaped up in games prior. You see Ryan Minkler working on the bump for Niagara. We'll get a chance to take a look at the rider order in a moment as John Volpe will lead things off for the Bronx. First pitch into Volpe, and that one's line down the left field side. Foul, 0-1. Volpe leading things off for the Bronx. Senior by way of Seagirt, New Jersey. To get a chance to take a look at how things shape up for the Bronx. Volpe, Shaw, Scatini with Lesh, O'Donnell, Bardazzos in the heart of the order. Winsett, Shepard, and Gallagher rounding things out. The 9 spots, very interesting for the Bronx. Obviously, Will Gallagher getting a lot of starts recently. The injury of Jordan Erb, but also being very strong defensively, trying to get the offense going a little bit as well. As now a 2-1 count. But Matt Shepard sliding into right field. No Richie Sicca in the lineup today for Ryder. 2-1. Volpe looks at it outside. Now 3-1. John Volpe, 2 for 11 in the series versus Quinnipiac. 4-game on-base streak for the Wall Township alumnus. Pitched a little high. It's called for a strike. Volpe didn't like it. Now the count runs full. So Minkler now in a full count to start off his day. Leadoff batter in Volpe. Minkler sets, fires, delivers. This one swung on, missed, strike 3. So Ryan Minkler able to get his first strikeout of the day. 1 up, 1 down for Minkler.
Left fielder, number 16,
Scott Shaw will take in for Ryder. You talk about Minkler on the season. Just over 20 innings of work. 0-3 as you have a chance to look at this one. It's not bad. Had the pitch upstairs that Ryder wasn't thrilled about, and then Volpe goes swinging on the outside. Sits down Volpe in the process as Shaw looks at the pitch away. It's 0-1. Minkler back inside, dealt that time. Finding the zone early, 0-2. But Minkler 0-3 on the year, a 6.69 ERA coming into today. Been tagged up, 0-2. Deals a little more off speed on the outside. And part of that, playing good competition on the year so far, especially in the trip out west where they face off versus Portland, as well as defeating the University of Oregon at Eugene. 1-2's in the dirt, it's 2-2. We mentioned winners of 5 straight now after taking the final 2 versus George Washington. 2-2 on its way. Shaw waits. Pitch. Swung on, fouled. Barely got a piece of it. Pitch had some pretty impressive movement. Scott Shaw from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. 3 homers, 14 RBIs for the senior. He awaits the even count delivery as Minkler kicks and deals. Fastball low. Can't catch. Now runs full. So back-to-back full counts. Minkler got the best of Volpe to lead off the contest. Now Shaw will get his try to work on 3-2. Minkler kicks and deals. Is Swan skied out to right field. Going under is Schrader down the line, trying to dive for it, and he got it. What a play out in right field for the Purple Eagles. Robbing a hit away from Scott Shaw. You see it again. Whole lot of ground to cover as it was going closer to the line. A dive from Schrader. Hauls it in. 2 away now. Bottom 1. Brian Scattini will sit up with nobody on and 2 away. Excellent grab made out and right. Pitch down. It's ball 1. It's Gavin Schrader, the freshman, working in the outfield. Makes a fabulous diving play to start off his afternoon. Pitch goes away. Another breaking ball catches. It's 1-1. Scattini awaits. This one on the ground over to short. The scoop from Coral and the throw to first will be in time, and the side is retired. Nothing doing for the Bronx. We go scoreless top of the second. Come back in a moment on ESPN+.